The bridal boutique's fluorescent lights felt harsh as I stood in front of the mirror, trying to squeeze into the size 2 bridesmaid dress my sister Kate had chosen. The other bridesmaids, all Instagram influencers with perfect figures, watched with barely concealed smirks. "This is ridiculous," Kate finally snapped, her perfectly manicured hands throwing up in frustration. "Emma, you've had 6 months to lose the weight. The wedding is in 2 weeks, and you're still like this." I stared at my reflection, fighting back tears. At size 12, I wasn't even that big, but in Kate's world of social media perfection, anything above a size 4 was unacceptable. "Maybe I could get it altered," I suggested quietly. "Altered?" Kate laughed bitterly. "This is a Vera one. Besides, James's family is investing millions in this wedding. The photos will be in every society magazine. I can't have you ruining everything." James Chen, Kate's fiancé, was the apparent heir to Chen Technologies, one of Asia's largest tech companies. What neither of them knew was that I was the real owner, the majority shareholder working undercover to investigate corporate espionage. "I'm your sister," I said softly. "Doesn't that mean anything?" Kate's face hardened. "Right now, all it means is that you're embarrassing me. First you refused to quit that pathetic IT support job to focus on the wedding. And now this." The pathetic IT job was my cover at Chen Technologies, a way to monitor the company from the inside while my uncle, posing as the CEO, helped me track down who was stealing our quantum computing secrets. "I think," Kate declared, pulling out her phone to start recording, "it's time we address this publicly. My followers need to know why there's been a change in the wedding party." The other bridesmaids immediately positioned themselves for the video, their practiced sympathy masks sliding into place. "Hey gorgeous followers," Kate chirped into her phone. "Sad announcement time. Sometimes we have to make tough decisions for our special day, and unfortunately, my sister Emma won't be in the wedding party anymore. We all know how important fitness and self-care are, and sadly." As she continued filming her public humiliation of me, my secure phone buzzed in my purse. The message made my blood run cold. "Emergency, Chen Tech servers compromised. Trace to wedding planning computer. Your sister's fiancé is not who he claims to be. Uncle lie." Kate was still recording her video when another message came through. This one from our corporate security team. "Primary shareholder identity at risk of exposure. Contingency plan Omega authorized." I knew what that meant. In less than an hour, every news outlet would receive proof that I, Emma Chen, was the true owner of Chen Technologies. My careful cover would be blown, but more importantly, Kate's perfect wedding was about to implode. There, Kate finished her video with a satisfied smile. "Now everyone will understand why you're not in the photos. Nothing personal, sis, just keeping up appearances." The boutique's TV, tuned to a financial news channel, suddenly cut to breaking news. Breaking. Chen Technologies ownership revealed. Secret Harris has been working undercover as its support. Kate froze mid-post, her phone slipping from her perfectly manicured fingers. The bridal boutique erupted into chaos as Kate's phone pinged with endless notifications. Her Instagram followers were flooding her latest post about my removal with links to the breaking news story. "This has to be a mistake," Kate whispered, her face growing paler as she read the headlines. "Emma can't be, you're just IT support." On the TV screen, photos of me at board meetings began appearing. Meetings where I'd been introduced as a visiting consultant while secretly directing company strategy. Alongside them were shots of me working at my IT support desk, monitoring everything happening in the building. "Actually," I said, finally unzipping the too small bridesmaid dress, "I'm a bit more than that." Underneath, I was wearing my usual business attire, a perfectly tailored suit that made the boutique attendants gasp. That's when James burst into the boutique, his usual smooth composure shattered. "Kate, have you seen the news? We need tow." He stopped short when he saw me, recognition finally dawning in his eyes. "Hello, James," I said calmly, or should I say, Agent Park of Harrison Technologies? Kate's head snapped between us. "What is she talking about, James?" "Your fiancé," I explained, pulling out my tablet, "isn't James Chen from our Singapore office. He's David Park, corporate spy for our biggest competitor, and he's been using your wedding planning computer to hack into our servers." Security footage played on my tablet, showing James installing spyware during his many visits to Kate's luxury apartment. "That's ridiculous. Kate shrieked. James loves me. Tell her, honey. But James was already backing toward the door, his hand reaching inside his jacket. Before he could grab whatever he was reaching for, the boutique's security guards, actually Chen Technologies security detail, moved to block his exit. Kate, I said gently, check your engagement ring. My ring? She looked down at the massive diamond. What about it? Press the diamond down and turn it counterclockwise. With trembling fingers, Kate did as I instructed. The diamond shifted, revealing a tiny microchip. Your dream proposal in the Maldives. I continued. It was designed to get that ring close to our quantum computing facility. Every time you visited James at work, that ring was collecting data. Kate's face crumpled as the truth hit her. All this time, our whole relationship was a cover. James finally spoke, his fake Chinese accent gone. And it would have worked perfectly if your sister hadn't been so annoyingly thorough in her security protocols. The security team moved to arrest him, but before they could reach him, James pulled out a small device with a flashing red light. Nobody move, he shouted. This is a remote detonator. I have charges planted throughout Chen Technologies' main server facility. One press, and your precious quantum computing research goes up in flames. Kate screamed. The other bridesmaids ran for cover, but I just smiled, which seemed to unnerve James more than anything else. What's so funny? He demanded. The server facility you think you rigged? I took out my phone and showed him the live security feed. It's been empty for weeks. We moved everything the day you proposed to my sister. The only thing you'll blow up is a bunch of empty rooms. James's face contorted with rage, but as he moved to press the detonator anyway, something unexpected happened. Kate, still in her designer wedding dress, picked up a nearby mannequin and swung it straight at his head. James crumpled to the floor as the mannequin connected with his head, the detonator skittering across the boutique's marble floor. Kate stood over him, her perfect wedding makeup streaked with tears. That's for making me humiliate my sister on Instagram, she shouted, kicking him with her designer heel. But as security moved to collect James and a detonator, my tablet lit up with urgent alerts from Chen Technologies systems. Oh no, I breathed, reading the data. The detonator wasn't for the servers. It was a signal. Suddenly, every screen in the boutique, phones, tablets, the TV, displayed the same message. Operation Phoenix initiated. Protocol 17 activated. What's happening? Kate asked, her anger giving way to fear. Your wedding planner, I said quickly, pulling up more security feeds. Where is she? Victoria. She's at the venue doing final preparations. Why? The security footage from the wedding venue showed Victoria, Kate's supposedly elite wedding planner, accessing restricted areas with scary efficiency. She moved like a trained operative, not an event coordinator. Because she's not just a wedding planner, I explained. She's James's handler. And she's using the wedding venue as a cover for something much bigger. Kate's face went from confused to horrified as she realized the implications. The guest list, all those tech executives and government officials I insisted on inviting to show off, were the real targets all along. I finished. The wedding was never about our company's servers. It was about getting the world's top tech leaders in one place. My phone rang. Uncle Lai, still maintaining his CEO cover at company headquarters. Emma, it's worse than we thought. The quantum scanning program just decoded the real plan. The wedding venue is sitting on top of the city's main power grid junction. I finished pulling up city infrastructure maps. If they overload it with the quantum surge device they're planting, every major tech company's backup servers in the district will fry when their emergency power kicks in, Uncle Lai confirmed. Billions in research gone in seconds. Kate had been listening, her social media influencer mask completely shattered. Use my access, she said suddenly. Victoria gave me all the venue's security codes for the wedding preparations. I looked at my sister with new respect. You'd help us? Even after. You're my sister, she cut me off. And nobody uses my wedding to commit corporate terrorism. But as we prepared to move on the venue, James started laughing from his position on the floor. You still don't get it, do you? He managed through bleeding lips. Why do you think we chose your sister specifically? Did you really think it was just because she had access to Chen Technologies through you? Kate went pale. What is he talking about? I was already pulling up Kate's background on my tablet, looking deeper than I ever had before. What I found made my blood run cold. "Kate," I said slowly, "where did you think your Instagram influence came from? How did you gain 2 million followers in just 6 months?" The answer was right there in the data, and it revealed that my sister had been an unwitting part of this plan long before she ever met James. "Your social media empire," I explained, showing Kate the data, "was artificially inflated by Harrison Technologies. They use bot networks to build your following, arrange for you to meet specific people at specific events. They've been grooming you as an influencer for years." "But why?" Kate whispered, staring at the evidence. "Because of Mom," I said quietly, "and what she left you without realizing it. 10 years ago, our mother had been Chen Technologies' lead quantum physicist. Before she died in what we thought was an accident, she'd hidden her most revolutionary research, but not in the company's servers or in any digital form. The quantum equations," I continued. "She'd encoded them into the patterns of your first fashion blog. Those outfit photos you took in front of complex wallpapers, the seemingly random accessories she encouraged you to wear, it was all a code." Kate sank into a boutique chair, her wedding dress pulling around her. "Mom's fashion tips were actually the key to quantum computing stability," James spoke up from the floor. "Your mother found a way to prevent quantum decoherence, the main problem holding back quantum computing. She hid the solution in plain sight, knowing her fashion-loving daughter would keep posting similar patterns without realizing their significance." My tablet beeped with an urgent message from Uncle Lai. Victoria and her team had finished setting up at the wedding venue. We had less than 30 minutes before the quantum surge would trigger. "We have to stop them," Kate said, standing up. "But first." She walked over to James, took off her engagement ring, and dropped it into my evidence bag. "I believe this belongs in your corporate security vault." "Ms. Chen," one of my security team interrupted, "the wedding venue's defenses are up. We can't get in without alerting them." A slow smile spread across Kate's face, one that reminded me of Mom's when she'd solved a particularly complex problem. "But I can," she said. "I'm still the bride, remember? And thanks to my influencer status, I have to arrive early to set up the perfect social media coverage." "It's too dangerous," I protested. "Emma," Kate grabbed my hands, "you've been protecting me my whole life. Hiding your success, letting me believe you were just a support so I wouldn't feel overshadowed. Let me protect you for once." She turned to my security team. "Get me my phone. It's time for one last Instagram story." 20 minutes later, Kate swept into her wedding venue like the social media queen she'd been engineered to be, phone live streaming everything to her millions of followers. Only now, she knew exactly which backgrounds to capture, which angles would give our tactical team the intel they needed. Victoria never saw it coming. By the time she realized her perfect bride was actually providing counter-surveillance, Chen Technologies security had already disabled the quantum surge device and arrested her entire team. The aftermath made headlines worldwide. Social media influencer foils international tech heist. Kate's follower count doubled, real followers this time, fascinated by her transformation from socialite to hero. James and Victoria face federal charges for corporate espionage and attempted terrorism. Harrison Technologies collapsed when their long-term manipulation of social media influencers came to light. As for me, I still work in its support sometimes, but now everyone knows it's because I believe in understanding every level of my company. Kate helps run our social media division, using her influence to promote STEM education for girls. We've started a foundation in Mom's name, teaching young women that they can love both fashion and physics. The bridesmaid dress incident, it became a viral moment, but not the way Kate originally planned. The video of her apologizing to me, explaining how society's pressure for perfection nearly cost her sister, has been viewed millions of times. These days, when Kate posts about wedding planning, she's engaged again. To a quantum physicist who loves her for her mind, she always includes a shot of us together, usually with me in comfortable clothes, both of us laughing about how appearances can be deceiving. After all, as Mom always said, the most powerful codes are hidden in plain sight, just like the strongest bonds between sisters.